My name's Chapman. I'm an artist and writer based on the Gold Coast here, and the work that I've produced for Solid Gold is a number of photographs, and the sculpture hanging above me here is actually a replica lifeguard tower skin of Tower 34, and Tower 34 holds a bit of emotional resonance for me, having grown up in Surfers Paradise as a child and living in hotels. And I wanted to kind of allude to that structure, allude to that architecture, but also that fabric of memory. I think a large part of this project was showing that there's so much more life happening around these lifeguard towers and that we can all relate to a certain number. And me, having grown up on the northern end of the Gold Coast, I have really strong ties to number 38, number 34, and number 45, which is one of the images exhibited here too. And I really wanted it to be accessible for people to feel that kind of nostalgia towards a certain image, and also for tourists who don't perhaps live here all year round, who also have some kind of memory attachment to this place. So we've looked at the photographs now in the exhibition, and we're going to come back into the studio and do some writing. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the pictures as inspiration for a piece of text. So whether that's a short poem, whether it's an acrostic poem, or if it's a piece of prose, which is just basically a big chunk of paragraph. Or you want to write an entire novel, that would be fantastic. So choose one of my photographs from the exhibition and then sit down with a piece of pen and paper and start writing. And this exercise can take place over the course of 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 weeks. It's really, this exercise is just about getting you to think creatively. All right, so let's do an example. We're gonna choose number 28, which is the second image from the left in the exhibition. And the image was taken from the water looking back at Currawa Surf Club. So all you need to do is pick up the pen and turn to a blank page. My first sentence, the windows were left open last night. So I have no idea where this story is going, but I know that I've placed it in an apartment at the Wave building. First of all, just look around. What can you tell me about the photograph? And you don't have to write this down necessarily, but there's people walking through the frame, it's sunset, what's going on with the car, the light bulbs, etc. Notice all those details. This is the first step in looking deeply at an image. And then from there, I want you to come up with a story. And that story is entirely up to you. What happened before this picture was taken? What happens after it? What are the other people on the beach doing? What is this suburban street and where is that on the Gold Coast? These are all questions that can inform your piece of writing. And from that next sentence, I've got the beginning, I'm going to start padding out the middle. And you can go into as much detail as you want here, or you can keep it quite loose and unstructured, but I'm going to introduce a character because I just feel like that's where this story is going. The windows were left open last night. Tony never leaves them open, but the golden hours have been something else lately. So now I want you to write for 5 minutes, and just spend 5 minutes with the pen. You may only write 20 words, you may write 200. But the important part is that you're observing what's going on in the photograph and you're creating your own story, because that's the power of photography and poetry or writing, for example, is that you have this open space around it. A photograph is a moment in time, but there are all these moments happening around or even within the frame that are happening for 1,000 different people. So lock onto one of those moments within the story and create your own from there.